Hello to a new lesson. As you saw in the previous lessons, we have been used a password to log in and connect to remote machines. Okay, using password to connect to remote server may be harmful to the server security. You may choose a weak password to be easy to remember. In this case, you may cause a successful brute force attack on the server. You may say, I will choose a very complex password. Okay, complex password is very good, but it is hard to remember a complex password, and you may write it down in a paper or you may save it somewhere. So in this case, the complex password may be stolen by someone who may cause harm to you. Maybe you are asking yourself now, why Torque is so complicated towards using password? Maybe I am complicated, but when we talk about security, we have to complicate things to secure our servers from potential attackers. Okay, let's go to the scenario of our lesson. Our scenario is to connect to SSH1 machine from SSH2 machine using public key authentication. First, let's generate both public and private key on SSH2 machine. So let's type SSH minus key gen space minus B 2048 minus T RSA. This command will generate a 2048-bit encrypted key, and the type of the encryption will be RSA. Now press enter. At this point you should type the store location for the private key. As you see, the default location is /home/secret-weapon/ the hidden directory SSH, then the file name ID_RSA. I am not going to type anything here, so I will press enter to store the key on the default location. Now the system is asking for the passphrase. I will leave this blank. I am not going to type anything here, but you can enter your passphrase if you want. The passphrase is something like password, and it adds another layer of security to the public key authentication. Okay, let's press enter. I didn't enter a passphrase, so I will press enter again. Now both public and the private keys has been generated successfully. So let's change our current directory to the hidden directory .ssh. So I will type cd.ssh and press enter. Now let's clear the screen and press enter. Now list files inside this directory. So type ls-l and press enter. As you see, we have two files here, ID_RSA, which is your private key, and ID_RSA.pub, which is your public key. Now let us set permissions on the key files. So type chmod 700 /.ssh and press enter, and chmod 600 /.ssh/ the public key file, the private key file, which is ID_RSA, and press enter. The above permissions are required if strict modes is set to yes in the SSH configuration file. Now let's copy the content of the public key to SSH1 machine. So let's show the content of ID_RSA.pub file. So I will type cat rd_rsa.pub and press enter. Sorry, I typed a wrong file name. So let's cat ID_RSA.pub and press enter. As you see, the content of public key here. Now let's go to SSH1 machine terminal to add the public key there. Okay, here we are on SSH1 machine. So let's create the hidden SSH directory and press enter. Also, let's create the authorized key file. So type nano /.ssh/authorized underscore keys and press enter. Now let's copy the content of public key from SSH2 machine to this file on SSH1. So let's go back to SSH2 machine and copy the public key. Then open the SSH1 terminal and paste the key here. Now let's save this file. So I will press on Ctrl X, then type Y and enter. Now let's set permissions on the key files on SSH1 machine. So type chmod 700.ssh and chmod.ssh/authorized key, and don't forget the 600 here, and press enter. Okay, now we have copied the public key to SSH1 machine. And we already generated the private key on SSH2 machine. So let us use the public key authentication to connect to SSH1 machine from SSH2 machine without password. So let's go back to SSH2 machine terminal. Now let's go to the home directory of user secret weapon. So I will type cd and press enter. Now let's clear the screen. Okay, now let's connect to SSH1 machine using public key authentication. And to do that, type the following command, ssh -i, then specify the public key location or path. So I will type tilde, then /id_rsa. After that, type the user root and specify the IP for SSH1 machine, which is 192.168.8.100. As you see here, I have added the -i option to identify the private key location. Our private key stored under .ssh directory. Now let's press enter, type yes and press enter. As you see, I am now connected to SSH1 machine without password, and I managed to do that using the public key authentication. And by that, we get to the end of our lesson. Thank you for watching and see you in next lesson.